Hello and welcome to another edition of your favorite recycling podcast, Recycle, Don't Be a Waster. In today's episode, we actually want to talk about some good news, really some great news in Australia that is, and you'll probably see this reflected in other countries, that basically is that we actually are making some headway in phasing out a lot of plastics, a lot of single-use plastics. Since July 1 this year, 2022, most states and territories have implemented further restrictions on single-use plastics to the point where, maybe I'm in a good mood today, but it almost looks like we are starting to make some real progress. I'll just run through some of what has been implemented and some of what is forecast for the next couple of years. But some of what we are doing as a country is to be commended and really going in the right direction. By the end of 2022, lightweight plastic bags, and there is a definition as to what lightweight plastic bags are. There's a certain micron in the plastic, etc. But they will be phased out or banned in all Australian states and territories. Plastic straws will be, even by the end of this year, they'll be banned in SET, New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, and WA, with Victoria coming on stream next year. Plastic drink stirrers also are already gone in the SET, Queensland, South Australia, and WA, and in the next year or two, New South Wales and Vic coming on stream also. The same applies for plastic cutlery and even polystyrene food and drink containers. Think of those things that you get in, your fast food takeaways, Thai food takeaways, etc. They are also being phased out. So, as a country, we are making real differences. Cotton bud sticks, the little cotton bud cleaners, they're also being phased out, and most will be gone across Australia by the end of 2023. Microbeads, I suppose this one is a bit of a question mark as to the definitions, etc., as to what microbeads are, where they'll be used, but they'll be gradually phased out from the end of this year in New South Wales to circa 2025 in the Northern Territory. We even have phasing out of heavyweight plastic bags, which I'm assuming are the bags we use, the more expensive ones that you'll get in your supermarkets, Coles, Woolworths, IGA, and they will be phased out. At the minute, we have planned phase-outs for the Northern Territory, Queensland, South Australia, and WA have a planned, a sunset almost on those usage. And we're moving into areas that I suppose we have complained about on this podcast numerous times. Fruit and veg produce bags, which are the plastic bags containing these items, will be phased out in South Australia and WA, these two states seem to be heading or being the most progressive in this regard. Some of the items that are being phased out do seem bizarre when I look at them, and some people might question one. I'm looking now at helium balloons are to be phased out only in the Northern Territory in 2025. I wonder what the severe issue with helium balloons is up in the NT, but sometimes you don't want to question everything. And again, plastic takeaway containers will be phased out from next year in the SET and from 2024 in South Australia. So, all in all, I think just on our podcast, sometimes we whinge, sometimes we suggest new ideas and new things, but I think in this instance, I think we're making real progress. I think well done, everybody. And some of this is coming from lobbying, from awareness raising, so some of our listeners who are out there and are promoting this sort of stuff, I think well done. Let's keep going. And I think the more of this single-use plastic we can, phase out, as long as there's sensible replacements, I think the better. So let's leave it there today. Let's leave it on a positive note. And so thanks for listening. And remember, recycle. Don't be a waster.